Hey, I'm Kitty. This is my face. Um, Showing it a lot sooner than I plan on showing it on YouTube. So, my best friend, my only true best friend, he died this past Saturday. So it's been a few days, and I think I'm okay. I think. But I'm wondering if I'm okay, or at least I think I'm okay, is because I haven't seen his body and we may not be able to recover his remains, so I may never see his body. And I don't know how different things would be if I was able to see him one last time. I don't have any regrets, actually. I think I'm at peace with this because I got to see him a month or so ago for my birthday. Actually, he asked me if I wanted to go out to a hookah bar 101. It was late. I was tired, but I still went and we hung out doing our normal thing, catching up, just talking about random things, and we left with our normal goodbyes, and that was it. It's the last time I saw him. But I I'm okay with that. I'm not I'm not upset. When my tears fall, I'm not upset that I won't be able to see him again. I'm more upset for him that he wasn't ready to go. He had so many things he wanted to do, and I feel sorry for him, and like it sucks. But what I really wanted to talk about was these strange coincidences I experienced up until I learned or knew anything about what happened to him or anything like that. So Saturday night around maybe 7:30, I texted him and my other friend who I hadn't seen in a while. I guess I should give them names. um, so my friend that passed away, we'll call him J-Bo, that's his nickname, and my other friend, AP. And so I texted both of them that night, and I wanted to have fun. I was bored of sitting in the house. I was just, I wanted to get out Saturday. So I texted them both to see what was up. And about 10 minutes later, J-Bo's mom called me and asked if I was in Austin with him. And she was real casual about it. And I was like, no, ma'am, I didn't know he was in Austin. Usually we're all together. My friend group, like we usually go out and travel and do things together. So it made sense, that she would call me and expect me to be there with him because, normally I would. But I said, no, ma'am, I didn't know. I didn't know anything about Austin. But yeah, I'm not there. She goes, oh, okay. Well, that's it. And that's all she said. And then I thought, well, that makes sense. He hasn't responded to my text message yet, so he's probably out partying or whatever. So, the next day, Sunday morning, something strange was, I was checking my Twitter. I was scrolling through Twitter. I hadn't gotten out of bed. I was still laying in bed, scrolling through my Twitter. And then I see news that there was a shooting in Austin. I think three people had died that day, but the report came in for Sunday, like the incident happened Sunday, but I was still concerned, like, it's like the first thing I think about is like someone died, like something has happened with somebody, and that's why his mom is calling, because maybe something happened in Austin. And it was just such a coincidence that I read, like, one of the first things I read on Twitter was that there was a shooting in Austin. And, it was on my mind already that something may have happened to him. But then, I'm reading the article, I'm like, this says the shooting happened Sunday, but his mom called me Saturday. There's no way this is related, but yeah, I kid you not, I thought it would be crazy if I was dead right now. I had that thought. But, they didn't connect. The times didn't add up. So, okay. And so then I went about my day. I was actually planning on editing. I was starting to edit a video to put out for the Kitty Cafe, another furry video. And while I was procrastinating on making that video, I was like, you know what? I feel like taking swimming lessons. It's getting warm outside. Summer's coming. I've always wanted to take lessons. I did take some swimming lessons in elementary. I still have some of those muscle memories, but like I'm not a strong swimmer at all. I don't like to get in water I can't touch the bottom of, you know. So I was like, I got my hair all cut now, and before I didn't want to take swimming lessons because I was worried about my hair. Now I don't care about my hair. So like I wanted to take some swimming lessons. So I was looking up random locations in my area where I could take some adult swimming lessons. I was kind of sad that most of the venues were for children. It was like, oh God, come on. There has to be some adults that can't swim like me and want to take lessons. So I started looking at those and I stopped. I was like, oh God, let me get to this video. I'm wasting time just sitting here at my desk looking for swimming lessons. And then as I starting to work on the video, I got a call from AP. Or I got a text from AP, actually. He may have called me. My phone's on silent or something. But I read his text first that asked me to call him as soon as possible. So when I called him, he was like, hey, what's up? Nothing, just chilling. I thought maybe he was calling me back from the text I sent him asking, why we hadn't linked up in a while. But he was like, hey, what's up? We're in Austin on a boating trip and there was an accident. Or maybe he didn't mention the boat, but he said they were in Austin and there was an accident. And the first thing I thought of was the article I read earlier this morning about the shooting. And it kept coming up in my head. I'm like, nah, it doesn't add up. But, he had mentioned the boating trip, there was an accident. And then he said J-Bo passed. I didn't really have a reaction immediately. Honestly, my first thought, and my friend group will understand why I had this thought, but my first thought was like, this dumbass. Like, that's the relationship I had with him. Like, I was like, God damn, this dumb, I can't take him nowhere, that was my first thought. But, at the time it wasn't a thing of denial, I believed what AP told me. He'd said that I didn't ask for more details either because I'm the kind of person, like, logically, knowing more about the situation isn't going to change the situation, and it does nothing for me to know any more than I needed to know, right? But he explained that him, AP, his fiance, another girl, and J-Bo, they all were on a boat in a lake, and they all jumped off the boat into the lake, and they had trouble swimming back. I guess it was windy, the water was choppier than they thought, it was harder than they thought to swim back. So AP and his fiance, they made it back, and the other girl and J-Bo were struggling to get back. AP had, I don't know if he was the one, but they were able to help the other girl, but by the time they got to J-Bo, he was unconscious. Even before that, they were calling out to them and they weren't moving. I imagine they were in shock, after a while of struggling, and maybe adrenaline's so high that, for me, it's really believable because it's not the first time J-Bo has shut down. emotionally. He doesn't do well under high stress environments. So I had like a real good visual of how I, thought maybe that went down. But then I started to ask AP, I'm like, there were no lifesavers, no, no life jackets, no anything. He said, yeah, we threw them, but they weren't reacting and things like that. So I can imagine enough. But, I stopped asking questions about what could have been, because that doesn't solve anything, and that wasn't going to help me in any way. I was just upset that I couldn't be there to tell J-Bo he was a dumbass and that he should not get in the water, That was my immediate thought. But anyway, so after I had learned the news, I was thinking about all the stuff that happened that morning and yesterday, and how it felt like I was giving breadcrumbs that something had happened to J-Bo. Like, that Saturday, I texted both him and AP. It was just a random thought, I usually don't bother him, he's doing his own thing. So, I mean, it's only sometimes that I would text him. And AP, I haven't talked to in a long while, but for some reason, that day, I had the urge to text both of them. The next day, I read about people dying in Austin. And then I decided to look up swimming lessons. Just out of the blue. Nothing had prompted me to look up swimming lessons. I wasn't thinking about going swimming anytime soon, but that just came up. And I was just thinking back on that. It's like, why? I can't believe that, like, all these things were coincidences. And then I got the call that J-Bo drowned. Talked to my parents about this. My stepdad said something similar had happened to him, that he said he thought maybe it was their spirit calling on us. He said that with his great aunt, that something told him to go check on her, and when he did, he found her dead. And so he said it happens like that. Sometimes the spirit is trying to reach out to you, and that's how they do it. And there's just these little signs, and I'm like, that's, to me, blew my mind. I'm not really religious, maybe a little spiritual, but I don't really think about stuff like that. But I just thought that was really interesting. I'm a logical person, and I like to think and analyze things. So that was really an interesting thing for me to go through. It's like, why are these things connecting like this? Yeah, I just wanted to share that. But I think I'm okay. I actually, after learning about J-Bo getting off the phone, I spoke out loud, and I thought maybe you guys would want to hear this. I think it's kind of silly, but again, this is the relationship he and I had. So the first thing I said was that I don't know if ghosts could travel real fast. Like, I don't know if you are still in Austin, or if you made it here, or can like ghosts be in multiple places at the same time? Or are you visiting your mom right now, your other friends? Like, but if you are here, I told him, I know, dude. I know it sucks. I know. Like, I could just imagine him being like, man, some booty or something like that, I could just imagine him being disappointed, but not necessarily sad, because death happens. It's unescapable. Like, that's how I am. I understand that you can't live forever. So I was like, yeah, man, that sucks, dude. I'm sorry you can't talk to everybody, and say your final goodbyes or whatever. And I was like, please don't haunt me. But yeah, like, man, that sucks. I'm sorry that you weren't able to swim back, or something like that. And then I was like, dude, but think of it like this. Like, you don't have any, like, burden. There's no expectations. You can probably fly. He was really into superpowers or stuff like that. But, if I was there, like, none of that would have went down. We don't do that around here. Probably why I didn't get invited. I would have been a party pooper. But yeah, I just let him know, like, I understand, dude. I get it. It sucks. I told him that I was sorry he didn't get a chance to do all the things he wanted to do on Earth, and that it was going to be okay, for him not to worry about us that are still here. And if he is hanging out as a ghost, chilling as a spirit, then we'll all meet up again one day. Then he can talk our ears off. But yeah, I think I'm okay.